Hey guys, this is Dimitri again. We're gonna create a database in Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So you guys open the program, right, and then you go here where it says databases. Then just right click it, new database, and then you just give it a name. Okay, we're gonna give it a name here, Big Bang. Big Bang 100. That's gonna be our database. Initial size for now it's okay, just 8 megabytes, and then just hit OK. Alright, so now it pops up here, and as you can see there's no tables or anything. We just created the database. Okay, let's start creating tables. Let's create a one table. So same thing, you right click it, table, and then let's set up a couple of columns, or maybe 3. All right, we're gonna call this one user ID. Remember not to leave any blanks. Okay, so just as an advice. Alright, so user ID, it's gonna be an integer, right? Pretty much always. Another column, we're gonna say first name. First name. And this is gonna be a bar chart. And let's say 30, alright? Now let's say last name. We need a last name as well, and let's just type the same, bar chart 30. Alright, so for this table, of course everyone has to have a first name and a last name, right? So we got a user ID, first name and last name, and we're gonna set this user ID as a primary key because we're gonna give it a code. So we right click it, set primary key, and then we scroll down here, and there's this identity specification field. Alright, you guys are just gonna click on this little arrow, and then here where it says is identity, and just click it here and say yes, and then it's gonna show you this identity increment and identity seed. This means that all the codes are gonna be given one by one, so it's gonna start from 1, then 2, 3, 4, but let's do it more realistic. Okay, we want the system to increment this on every 10 numbers. Okay, and we want the system to start from this number. Alright, so it's gonna give it a huge range. Alright, we're gonna have like probably 1 million of users or 3 millions. Alright, so we're just gonna give it a big range, and we're gonna count any user from 10 to 10. Alright, it should work by now. Alright, and of course we're not gonna allow any nulls here for the first name or the last name, and you can just hit Ctrl S or close here, and it's gonna ask you if you want to save it. Then you hit yes, and then let's call this table customers. Okay, then hit OK, and there's this thing that you have to do here all the time. You have to refresh it, okay, because this is not a compiler. You have to refresh every time you do a change. Let's go to customers and select 10,000 rows. Alright, this is our table right now. We don't have anything because we haven't we haven't input any data. All right, let's start doing it, and let's see if our auto increment worked. How do we do it? We just right click it and we go to edit, top 200 rows, and let's start putting first name. Let's say Alex Hammer. Enter. So it's gonna give us a code here, the one that we actually set up. So let's see if the second one is gonna work. Let's say we're gonna call this Kali Smith, and enter. There you go. So it's adding up, right? It's adding up 10, and it started from this I think it's like probably 1,000 million, I don't know, 10,000 millions, whatever the number it is here. It's just gonna start adding. And let's just try a different name. So let's try Manuel Bauman. So you got it perfect here. Okay, so either if you have 1 million of users, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be generated this it's gonna generate this user ID automatically because we set it up that way. And let's just try with the last one. So let's try Madame I don't know, Smith. Hit enter, and there you go, you have another code here. Alright, so that's the way you set up auto increment in SQL Server. I hope you guys like the video, and I'll see you in the next video.